Hello and happy Tuesday. We are talking about marketing mistakes. And I know that this is just over on my business page, so I am going to share it to my groups. And as you're just kind of like hopping on, love to know where you are watching from. Share to a group. Let's see here. And there's another one I'm trying to find. And I'm also just going to share this to my page because we are talking about marketing mistakes. And these are the marketing mistakes that I am seeing people make. And I want you to stop making them, because if you want to grow a business online, if you are taking your offline business and bringing it online, you need good marketing. You need, because all marketing is supposed to do for you is to pull in the people that you are perfect for, that you're perfect for, and that are perfect clients for you, along with pushing back the people that aren't perfect for you. And not that they can't help you, they can help refer you. So type down below, let me know where you're watching from today. And I'm going to dive right into the marketing mistake number one, which is not being consistent. And these are meant to be quick, short lessons, tips, to help you guys. I want you to be able to, whether you've been in my live audience, you've been here on my Facebook trainings, but I am a huge fan of giving my audience a gold nugget to apply today, right away. No big complicated, strategy that's going to take weeks to actually implement. No, I want you to be able to go and do this stuff right here, right now. So we got a couple of people here from Morrisville, North Carolina. Thank you. I hope the weather's down there is a little bit warmer than it is up here. I'm up in New Hampshire, and I gotta tell you, this is like a cold, wet spring. Gosh, I mean, maybe since we are all in lockdown, that this is probably good, so that we can actually, because otherwise I'd be wanting to be biking with my dad. But anyways, let's get down to mistake number one is not being consistent. And I call this partially the McDonald's syndrome. Yes, McDonald's is as in fast food. I don't believe that McDonald's was the first drive-through. However, definitely one of the most popular ones, where we're just so used to getting things instantaneously. I drive up there, I place an order in a box, I drive around the building. Sometimes one window I give them my money, the next window I actually get a bag of stuff. And things happen so instantaneous. I want to watch a movie. I go to Amazon Prime. I actually can find them. I don't actually have to go to the movie theaters anymore. I don't actually have to wait for, wow, this movie that I've been seeing commercials for weeks or maybe even a couple of months. I don't have to wait anymore. I can actually just go to Netflix and find the movie, find the new TV series. Things are happening so instantaneously. And I think it's becoming an expectation even with entrepreneurs in this online space. We think, let me put a post out there that says, I'm available for hire. I'm an available events coordinator. I'm an available mindset coach. I'm an available, so we put out this one post, and then we sit back and we're like, and then we check our email, and then we check our email again, because we're convinced that one post, things are going to come in, and then they don't. And that's when we get disappointed, and we also get frustrated. So maybe the next day, I throw out another post, but I don't hear anything. Nobody's liking it. Nobody's making comments. There's no conversation. As a matter of fact, because we're playing in Facebook's sandbox, I might not even know if anybody's seeing my posts. Next day, I'm going to put another post out. Or maybe I wait a couple of days, and then I throw another post out there. And then I just get kind of frustrated. And I was just like, nope. This whole Facebook thing, this whole social media, people rave about this, doesn't work for me. Is this sounding familiar to anybody? Anybody who's watching this live, or if you're watching the replay, I'd really love to know whether you are seasoned and you've been in this business a while and maybe you've overcome the consistency habit, or like just think back to when you first started out, whether your business is started out online, or I'm looking at some of the people that are here, and then I know that their businesses actually started offline, or in the more in person arena, and without that consistency, like going to network, like in-person networking events, going to, like right now we're doing virtual networking events. Have you even been showing up for them? Like I just want to say, I just got to say hello to you guys. Hold on we're just going to put a little pause button on this, and Sophia is coming into us from California. Sandy is in Minnesota. Hello, Sandy. It's always lovely to see you. Talyne is here from North Carolina, and so is Geraldine from North Carolina. Thank you, all of you, for joining me. And so we're really talking about the problem with consistency. And the problem with consistency is you got to show up and you got to do it all the time. You got to have a plan. And the problem that I see so many people, and this is such a big mistake, is that they put something out there, they get frustrated that nobody commented. So here's something that I want to ask you. Are you out there engaging with others? Because this is what social media is. Social media is social first. It is social first. So if you're wondering, how come I don't have any I'm not getting any new followers like on Instagram. Nobody's joining my Facebook group. Nobody's commenting on my posts. Well, have you been doing that with others? So one of the things that I personally do is, yes, I put out new content in my private Facebook group, which is where some of you might be seeing this, is Entrepreneurs Making an Impact. That content then goes out to the other groups that I'm involved in. So I'm just kind of sharing a little bit of my strategy with you guys. That content then also a couple of weeks later will go out into like Instagram. So that's how there is this plan to my content. That's also how I repurpose, recycle, and reuse content. Something that I'm going to be talking about heavily in Momentum Bootcamp. So putting that stuff out there, I put out content, but then I make sure that I go out and I consume other people's content. What that means is I am actually on my phone, on Instagram at times, on Facebook at times. At times, like what I'll do is like, hey, I've got a few minutes. I will go to this particular Facebook group and engage. Read what people have to say. I will like things. I will comment on things so that it boosts their posts up into the algorithm. It's because Facebook thinks like, hey, somebody liked her post. That must mean it's valuable. So let's bump it back up in the feed so that other people can see it. So I want to be able to do that as well, because I know that if it goes back to that biblical phrase, what you put out there will come back to you tenfold. And you may be feeling like, but I'm constantly like I'm out there and I'm commenting on people's, like, are you commenting? Or are you just hitting the like button, the like button, the like button? Are you having conversations with people? Are you social on social media? Being consistent with that, because when Facebook sees that, oh, and remember, Facebook also owns Instagram. Facebook sees that you are engaging in other people's information, so that makes Facebook say, she's engaging with other people's stuff. Let's show her stuff more often. Does that make sense? Just want to say hello to Lynda, hey to Kim, and let's see. And it looks like Sophia has tagged a few people. Thank you very much. I always forget to say that, like, hey, like share this share this post. Well, actually, you have to be on my business or my personal page to share this to others. But I totally appreciate it when you guys actually share my lives with your audiences as well, because this is such like if you guys are entrepreneurs, chances are you've got other entrepreneur friends, and this is probably a mistake that a lot of them are making as well, unless you're extremely established. And even when we're extremely established, there come times where like seasons of our life where we're not exactly being consistent, but it's to be as consistent as possible. So one idea that I'd heard once upon a time was, and I thought this was brilliant, about engaging on social media. She would turn on music, turn on a couple of songs, and she would engage, whether it's in her own Facebook or in other people's Facebook, but a couple of songs. Guess what? A couple of songs about 8 to 10 minutes. That's great engagement. Instagram, I don't know if any of you guys have seen this, but Instagram has like a timer now. If you set your goal that I want to engage on Instagram for 15, for 30 minutes a day, it actually keeps track of how long you've been on the app and engaging with others. And then as soon as it's been 30 minutes, it just says, poof, like you made your goal. That's kind of fun, so that you can, like here are some ideas on how you can stay consistent, but staying consistent in your own content and what you're putting out there. For example, most of you know that I have a Facebook Live show Mondays at 5 p.m. And some of you make it and some of you don't. Lots of people watch the replay. And a few weeks ago, I actually was telling people like you're doing the Facebook Live, not for the live, but for the replay. Always think of it that you're doing it for the replay. Getting people to comment, asking engaging questions. But I show up every Monday at 5 p.m. whether I want to or not. And that's the beauty of consistency, is when you do it, even if you don't feel like it. There have been times where, unless I was sick, I haven't done my Facebook Live. I canceled them. But there have been times where, like, I think I started a Facebook Live. I was probably like 10 minutes into it, and I could feel like a coughing fit coming on because I was on the tail end of something. I was, like I was recovering. And I just I ended it quickly because I knew I was going to go into a coughing fit. But otherwise, I show up and I do this consistently. Consistency does a couple of things. It teaches your audience. It teaches your audience that I'm always going to be on Mondays at 5. Most of you that are here that are watching this now, you know that I'm Mondays at 5. You show up Mondays at 5. If you're having dinner, because I am on the East Coast, if you're having dinner or if you're on the West Coast like Sophia, she might be at work. She might know like, hey, like I never watch Laurie-Ann's lives, like at 5 p.m. because I'm at work or I've got the kids or we're planning dinner. But you always I go later because I know that Laurie-Ann did a Facebook Live. And I always watch them like Tuesday or Wednesday when it's convenient for you. So you teach your audience. When you teach your audience that you are showing up for yourself, you are showing up for your business, and you are showing up for your audience. Those are the three people that you are showing up for. You, your business, your audience. And when you do that, people see that. And that starts to build that know, like, and trust. I trust that you're going to keep showing up. I trust that you do what you say you're going to do. I get to know you. I get to like you. Like, how many of you guys feel like watching my Facebook Lives, you have a really good idea what my personality is like? I mean, some of you that are watching this have met me in person. You know me. I mean, would you not say I am this? This is really who Laurie-Ann is. While you answer that question, we're just gonna say Talyne says, great idea. I never thought about the lives that you were doing the lives for the replay. Yes. And Sophia, do you concentrate on all the social media platforms? Oh, that's a really good question. And the answer is no. I am hanging out mostly where I know my ideal client is. And yes, Sophia says, like, yes, I watch the replays because you can't watch the live, right? And I don't, like, and I tell people, I tell my private clients, don't worry if nobody shows up for your live. So I use Ecamm, so I can't even see exactly. I actually have to hover over the cursor to like kind of like wake up the Ecamm screen so that then I can see like how many hearts, how many thumbs up, how many laughs, and how many people like are watching this right now. Otherwise, like it just kind of like it goes to sleep, so to speak. And like I could just like I'm just kind of like talking to myself, but don't worry about it. People watch the replay. There's somebody in one of my masterminds who said she's a very much an extreme introvert. And she said, I never show up for lives because she's afraid, kind of like what I've been doing here, saying hello to people. She doesn't want anybody to call on her. So she only watches a replay. And I took that as very valuable information. So becoming very consistent with what you're doing. So I chose, over a year ago, I think I'm up to episode 43 in my weekly Facebook live show that does not include like free trainings like this, like what I did a couple of weeks ago with the crack like content. So all I really want you guys to do is to determine, what am I going to do? What am I agreeing to? Whether that's, I'm going to do a Facebook live, once, like there's a couple of people on here like Sandy and Sophia I know are doing Facebook lives to educate about Sophia's about essential oils, and Sandy's doing Facebook lives that's covering some of the tips from her book. So just determine like what is your plan going to be, and don't try to do the big giant plan. Excuse me, I should have brought water. Don't try to have like the big giant plan. I would rather you start with something small and add on from there. So maybe that's for you. I am going to commit to posting in my Facebook group or in somebody else's Facebook group 3 times a week. And the other 2 days that I'm not posting, 2 or 4 days, whatever works for you, I'm going to make sure that I'm engaging in Facebook. I'm going to like try this new Facebook group. I'm going to pretend like and treat it like a party. Go there and start engaging, and then say like, like maybe like after a week, you make a post that says like, hey, I've been like hanging around this group. I really like the energy here. Here's a little bit about me. And then you start posting in that group. I mean, treat it like it's an actual event. It's a real in-person event. You would never walk into somebody else's backyard, because that's what somebody else's Facebook group is, and just say, hey, here I am. Come hire me. Here's what I do. Like people might look at you as you entered like through the gate, came around the corner in the backyard, and then they would just kind of like probably turn around and go back to the conversation that they were having. So treat it like you would a real in-person event. But then just build on it. Once posting 3 times a week comes super easy, you might say, maybe I'm going to throw a Facebook Live in there now, in my own group or on my own business page. I'm going to do that once a week. And then we keep doing that. And then you might then say, then we add on. And remember, I'm all about repurposing and recycling and reusing our content. So whatever you put out on one place, on one platform, let's take that and then put that on another platform. Not the same day, not even the same week. It could just be a couple of weeks later. And thank goodness for all these darn scheduling apps. Whether you're using like for Instagram, I use Talyne personally, but there are so many different scheduling apps that are out there. So those can help you. And just engage. So this is like a couple of what I'm going to be that I'm going to be going over. And so type down below. I want to know, what are you going to commit to? Share with me what you're committing to for your consistency. Remember, you're showing up for yourself, your business, and your audience. So how are you going to be consistent? Share that down below with me, because I want to see. I want to see what you guys are agreeing to. Here's what I'm going to start with, whether it's And I just use the example of, I'm going to do like I'm going to post 3 times a week. I'm going to add in a Facebook Live to what I'm already doing. And Sophia says that she has been using a scheduling app. Fantastic. And Lord knows, like if you have a Facebook group, like I do in Entrepreneurs Making an Impact, and I also have a business page, but Facebook allows you to schedule. So take advantage of that so that if you want to schedule your post to go out at 5 a.m. and you don't get up until 6 or 7, well, thank goodness, like Facebook has that stuff for you. So let me just answer some of these questions. Christina says, so do you use a scheduling app just for Instagram posts? Tailwind, yes, is very specific. Each account is very specific to the platform that you're using it for. So if you're using it by Instagram, there are so many. I mean, literally like Buffer. Planoly was another one that I used, and they all some of them are free, some of them are paid. Planoly is free and it only allows you to upload 30 posts in the free version. But double check on that before you take what I say is absolutely true. I also need a scheduling app and it would help me to be more consistent. Talyne, I know that you are posting a lot to Facebook, so look at that as like in the groups that you have in the groups and on your business page, use Facebook's scheduling. And the reason why I want you to use Facebook's scheduling is because instead of bringing in a third party, some other app that's actually going to just post to Facebook when Facebook already has their scheduling app, it just kind of like using Facebook's scheduling app and scheduling services, I'll call it, for lack of a better term. You're making friends with Facebook. You're just saying, hey, I'm using your stuff. And Facebook says, oh, hey, you're using my stuff. Hey, let's show her stuff more. Versus bringing in a third party who does the work for you. And Facebook's like, what's that? If you know what I mean. Let's see. Christina is committing to 1 email blast a month. I love that. Let's see. Geraldine says post to my Facebook group with 2 days Facebook and Instagram. Perfect. So 2 days for Facebook and 2 days for Instagram. And make sure that they are on different days, please. Just a suggestion. I would need to commit to doing at least 1 live per week to create consistency. Fabulous, Talyne. And if you can come up with just saying, hey, I want to do a live a week, but let's put it in your calendar. Like mine is Mondays at 5. Maybe yours is like Tuesdays at noon. Like whatever time that you can say, hey, I can do this. And you put it in your calendar, especially for something like a Facebook Live. And Geraldine says, thank you. Let's see. Sophia says, I have a physical planner that I'm committed to laying out my posts to help with being consistent. Fantastic. Let's see. And Sophia also says, I am committing to posting to Instagram every day this week. Okay, Sophia, what happens next week? What happens next week? Are you so is it still going to be like 7 days a week or 5 days a week? Are you going to continue? Is that going to become like your weekly thing? Sandy says, I'm doing the Facebook, but it does take a plan to get it done. Yes, but I know that you're committed to doing it. It's natural etiquette. Ooh, week. Wait a minute. I'm having a hard time seeing this. It's National Etiquette Week. We'll post tips. Is that this week? Get on that. That is fantastic. And Christina says she is going to be sending out her email the 3rd Sunday of every month. Fantastic. And mention that in your email blast to your list so that they expect it. It's coming out the 3rd Sunday, the 3rd Sunday, the 3rd Sunday. Sophia, you're welcome. You love that I push you a little further. Okay, great. I'm glad you're not annoyed by it either. But hey, I want to tell you guys about a program that I'm doing. It's called Momentum Bootcamp. It is a 6-week program, and it is designed to help you take the foot off the brake and put it on the gas pedal and move forward. It's all about mindset, marketing, and sales. A lot of like what we're talking about here about this consistency and about you're going to, if you are accepted into the program, because I'm only taking the right people. There are, I believe, 1 slot left. I had 2 slots, but I think one person has already taken it. And so I'm looking for the perfect one person. That could be you. This is a pocketbook or a bank account friendly program. 6 weeks of working intimately with me in your business, working on your marketing, your strategy, you're having a strategy that draws in the right people, that's very specific, so that when people do get on a call with you and want to buy your stuff. But also with creating that marketing material, also creates people to understand that they can refer people to you. So that, because one of the things that I'm seeing over and over again right now, especially with this coronavirus, is that people are trying to start their online businesses. And this program is very specific for that, whether you are starting it or you're just like, Laurie-Ann, I am tired of being stagnant and I've got to get this moving, because guess what? I want to be in charge of my paycheck, of my business from now on. No more do I want to be living in fear or uncertainty. I want to take control. So it's bit.ly.com /momentum bootcamp. It's no fancy sales page, because you know me, like I'm just a bottom line kind of girl. No fancy sales page. It is just designed to either it calls to you or it doesn't. It does answer a few questions, and there is a link in there to book a call. So if you guys don't have any questions, tomorrow we are going to be talking about, you got it, mistake number 2. So all I want you to do is to commit to how you're going to show up and be consistent. You remember, don't do the big giant plan. Let's just start small and add on from there. You guys rock. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great afternoon or day or night, depending on when you were watching this. If you did watch the replay, let me know that you were here, because I want to celebrate with you.